Prince William doubles down. According to multiple sources, it's now a matter of when, not if, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
Wow! Yeah.
London was barely awake when a royal storm suddenly erupted and stunned the entire country. Thick morning fog still hung over the city when Buckingham Palace released a chilling statement that spread across the media within minutes. The announcement exposed a serious clash inside the royal family. Prince William, backed by the Crown and the Privy Council, refused to recognize a private DNA report submitted by Prince Harry. According to Harry's team, the report confirmed that Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor is his biological son and should be officially listed in the Royal Household Registry. But instead of quieting the rumors, the report only intensified the tension behind palace walls. What was meant to silence critics pushed the royal family into one of the most uncomfortable confrontations in modern royal history.
So William is not taking any more crap from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
Rather than settling the matter, the palace response froze the situation completely, sending shockwaves through royal circles across Britain. Prince William made his position unmistakably clear. No child claiming royal blood would return to the line of succession without an official DNA test carried out under the authority of the Crown. That demand changed the entire debate overnight. William also rejected results from a private overseas laboratory. Any verification, he insisted, must be conducted by British specialists working under royal supervision. What started as a family disagreement quickly grew into a matter of royal protocol and national attention. The issue now stretches far beyond gossip. It touches questions of bloodline, legitimacy, family trust, and the monarchy's public reputation.
I think that they are at the moment facing a real crisis. Meghan and Harry's crisis, completely of their own making.
Across London, one chilling question keeps surfacing. He's your son, Harry, but is he ours? Harry's team had submitted a thick dossier to support their claim. Inside were laboratory reports from California, a pregnancy timeline, ultrasound documentation, and a notarized hospital declaration, all pointing to the same conclusion: legitimacy. But when the file reached Prince William's desk, the response was immediate and icy. Instead of closing the matter, he ordered a deeper investigation and suspended Archie's reinstatement into the royal structure.
More desperate than ever. And I think that they don't know what to do other than to try and come back to Britain and rebuild themselves as some sort of members of the royal family.
According to palace sources, investigators quickly spotted serious inconsistencies in the evidence Harry's team provided. Instead of clarifying the situation, the documents created even more questions. What began as a routine internal review soon expanded into something far larger. Soon whispers began circulating about a confidential memo shared among senior officials, quietly nicknamed the Bloodline Files. According to leaks, the document outlined several red flags William's team believed had never been properly addressed. One concern centered on photographs from Meghan's pregnancy in early 2019. Investigators reportedly compared images taken on March 5th. In one appearance, Meghan showed a clear baby bump, yet another photo from later that same day appeared noticeably different. Analysts focused on unusual folds beneath her coat, and according to the memo, the sudden shift did not match what experts normally expect from natural variation. The memo also raised serious questions about the medical records connected to the birth. In previous royal deliveries, senior palace doctors were publicly involved and officially documented. But in Archie's case, those same medical figures were reportedly missing from the official record. Investigators also pointed out the absence of a publicly confirmed hospital discharge document or a Crown Archive entry. An unusual gap, considering the strict protocol that normally surrounds royal births.
And it's all gone wrong for her. And Meghan doesn't like things going wrong for her. And Harry has very little to add to the party. But that isn't enough to satisfy him. So I think there's a huge crisis coming, which will redouble all the problems with King Charles and
Another development involved Archie's birth certificate. Reports indicate the document was modified several weeks after it was first issued. The original listing of Rachel Meghan Markle was later replaced with Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex. Meghan's representatives explained the change followed palace guidance, but investigators observed that Catherine's full name remained unchanged on the birth certificates of her own children. Yet the most surprising discovery reportedly emerged during a financial audit. Investigators allegedly identified a payment of nearly $500,000 made shortly before Archie's birth announcement, connected to a private reproductive medical clinic near Baja, California. The clinic is known for serving high-profile clients who require strict confidentiality. Inside Buckingham Palace, the finding immediately raised concern. Investigators began examining whether the payment suggested a confidential arrangement related to a birth outside the United Kingdom. If such a scenario were true, it would directly clash with long-standing royal rules requiring the royal mother to personally give birth in order to secure succession rights. The implications alone triggered intense discussions inside the palace.
He's now considering all options, including legal routes, to stop his younger brother, who he views as a treacherous soul these days.
But the situation grew even more complicated when attention shifted back to the DNA test originally presented to settle the dispute. Reports say the analysis came from a small laboratory in Santa Barbara known as Horizon Gene Diagnostics. Members of Prince William's team quickly questioned the lab's credibility, particularly the way the samples were delivered. Sources claim the DNA samples were personally carried by Meghan's former chief of staff instead of being transported through a verified courier system. That detail alone raised alarms among royal advisors who expected a strict chain of custody for evidence this sensitive. Reviewers also examined the laboratory's certification status. Critics pointed out that the facility was not widely listed under certain international forensic accreditation standards, making palace officials cautious about relying on its conclusions. Attention then shifted to the paperwork connected to the test. Documents suggest the submission was handled by Oregon lawyer Douglas Hall, a figure mostly known for parental rights cases. Insiders reportedly questioned why someone without deep experience in royal succession matters had become involved. Tension escalated further when a leaked email allegedly linked to Hall's office began circulating in British media. Dated January 22nd, the message carried a striking subject line: "We need optics, not science." The phrase immediately caused a stir across both legal and royal circles. Reports suggested the email implied that if one laboratory could not deliver results quickly enough, another lab might be used instead, as long as the final report appeared convincing on paper. When questioned about the message, Hall did not deny that the email existed. Instead, he insisted it had been misunderstood and taken out of context. Inside Buckingham Palace, however, that explanation did little to ease the growing concerns. Then, yet another twist emerged. Financial records and courier tracking reportedly showed a DNA sample leaving Los Angeles on January 24th, bound for London. But investigators later discovered that an identical sample had also been sent to a second laboratory in Zurich at exactly the same time. That laboratory reportedly never received payment and never performed a formal analysis. Even more puzzling, leaked notes linked to the Zurich facility labeled the material practice use. Experts say that unclear handling like this can seriously undermine the reliability of any DNA test. One source connected to the Home Office summed up the growing frustration with a quiet remark: "It's starting to look like smoke and mirrors."
You know, he is the heir to the throne, and I don't think that there are many companies that really want him to be absolutely disgusted by them. I don't think that's a good idea for anybody, and I would hope that if he couldn't do it via legal things, that actually to be very, very sure. You never know.
But Harry has no shame about this stuff, Angela, does it?
As the mystery expanded with documents, laboratories, and leaks, the situation began to resemble a political thriller rather than a routine verification. And in the middle of the unfolding drama, Prince William reportedly made a move that surprised many observers, activating the rarely mentioned Royal Commission for Lineal Ethics and Continuity. The commission itself was quietly established in 1975 to protect the monarchy if questions about royal lineage ever threatened its stability. Until now, it had never been publicly activated. But for the first time in its history, the entire 7-member panel was reportedly called into action. According to insiders, the atmosphere inside the palace quickly grew tense as the investigation moved into a far more serious stage. The commission includes several influential figures from Britain's establishment: senior members of the House of Lords, a retired Privy Council judge, the Royal Archivist General, a respected Oxford historian, a legal representative connected to the Archbishop of Canterbury, and a former intelligence officer whose identity remains classified. Their assignment is extremely sensitive. The panel must determine whether Archie and Lilibet meet the legal and ceremonial requirements needed to remain within the recognized royal bloodline. The review examines not only genetics but also tradition, royal protocol, and the long-term stability of the monarchy. Sources say the panel has already requested every version of the children's birth documentation, including original records, amended copies, and all related paperwork connected to the official registrations. Leaks also suggest investigators examined Meghan's travel records during the pregnancy timeline, security logs from Frogmore Cottage, and several redacted financial transfers connected to royal accounts. The scale of the investigation shows just how seriously the palace is approaching the issue. If the commission concludes the births do not comply with long-standing succession rules, the consequences could be historic. In the most extreme outcome, Archie and Lilibet could be removed from the official royal register, losing their titles and stepping away from future ceremonial roles. And the impact of that decision could spread even further. Another sensitive issue centers on the legacy of Princess Diana. Her will stated that her estate should ultimately pass to the legitimate heirs of her two sons. With the children's official status now under examination, their connection to that inheritance has entered uncertain territory. Diana's trust, valued at roughly £22 million, has now become part of the broader discussion.
From exploiting Princess Diana for money and allowing Meghan Markle to exploit Princess Diana for money, so she is in some way connected by the public with that amazing woman.
Sources claim Prince William privately met with the trustees responsible for managing the fund and suggested that any distribution linked to the children remain paused until the commission completes its review. Such a step could temporarily block access to that inheritance. Insiders say the possibility has been deeply frustrating for Prince Harry, who reportedly told close friends the decision contradicts what Princess Diana would have wanted for her grandchildren. Royal advisors insist the move is purely procedural. One official reportedly summarized the situation clearly. Until eligibility questions are resolved, the financial freeze will remain in place. With pressure increasing and options narrowing, sources say Prince Harry was ultimately forced to cooperate with the palace's request for a full forensic review of the documents. And just as tensions reached their highest point, another powerful figure stepped into the situation: King Charles III. At Prince William's request, a sealed memo from late 2025 was reopened for internal examination. Its contents remain highly confidential, but insiders say the title alone sent shockwaves through royal circles. Sussex Children and the Threshold of Trust. The document had been stored under tight security at Marlborough House. Reports suggest it was written after Princess Anne briefed King Charles about possible irregularities in the timeline surrounding Archie's birth. Rumors claim the memo explores how hereditary recognition should be handled if a royal child's birth was never fully verified under established procedures. If confirmed, it could represent one of the strictest interpretations of royal succession rules in decades. Sources say King Charles faced a painful dilemma, torn between his role as a grandfather and his duty as head of the monarchy. In the end, insiders claim he supported Prince William's judgment, a move many see as a sign that authority within the monarchy is gradually shifting toward the future king. But the Sussex camp did not remain silent. Their legal response arrived quickly. On February 12th, Meghan's legal team filed a counter motion in the High Court. The filing accused Prince William and members of the Privy Council of turning a private family matter into what they described as a power move, disguised as a lineage investigation. Their argument centered on international law. According to the filing, Archie and Lilibet hold dual citizenship, meaning their legal rights extend beyond royal institutions. If the dispute continues, it could expand into a global legal battle. Meghan's lawyers also argued that the Royal Household Registry is not a civil authority and therefore cannot legally determine legitimacy. Removing the children's names, they claim, could amount to institutional exclusion. To strengthen their argument, the filing reportedly included family photos from Archie's birthday celebration in Montecito and a sworn statement from Tyler Perry confirming Meghan personally carried and raised both children despite intense public scrutiny. The submission carried strong emotion, but the palace response was silence.
Well, you're making me nervous. I want to tell you, in America, a lot of the tabloids are talking about how Harry and Meghan are experiencing difference in their interests and professional paths. Meghan focused on Hollywood, as you just mentioned.
Inside the royal household, opinions remain divided. Princess Anne is believed to support William's firm position, while Prince Edward reportedly feels uneasy about the escalating conflict. Queen Camilla has not spoken publicly, but insiders claim she was overheard saying, "The crown must stand taller than its scandal." Behind palace walls, emotions are running high. Sources say Prince Harry feels furious and deeply hurt by how events unfolded. One insider revealed that a recent phone call between Harry and William lasted only minutes before ending in tense silence. What began as a dispute over documents has now expanded into something far larger, a royal crisis mixed with family heartbreak. The monarchy now finds itself standing at a crossroads between bloodline and brotherhood, law and loyalty. Deep inside Buckingham Palace, within secured archives and protected digital systems, the final investigative report is currently under review. After 6 days examining birth records, financial documents, and private testimonies, the final decision reportedly rests with 3 powerful figures: Prince William, Princess Anne, and the Lord High Chancellor. One question now hangs over everything. Can the House of Windsor withstand whatever truth emerges next? The decision ahead is not simply about 2 children. It could test the credibility and long-term stability of the monarchy itself. Across Britain and beyond, attention continues to grow as the investigation approaches its conclusion. Whatever verdict is delivered could reshape how royal lineage is handled for years to come. At the same time, another development is unfolding across the Atlantic. Meghan Markle, who has remained mostly silent during the growing controversy, is reportedly preparing to speak publicly in a new interview. Sources say the interview was recorded only 2 nights ago at her home in Montecito. People familiar with the footage describe it as emotional and deeply personal. Meghan reportedly discusses her pregnancies, the pressure of royal scrutiny, and the pain of seeing her role as a mother questioned. One moment from the interview is already attracting major attention. According to insiders, Meghan says, "I carried my children, I gave birth to them, and now they're being erased." This isn't about lineage, it's about power, fear, and control. Those words alone are expected to trigger headlines around the world. The interview will reportedly be released through an independent American media outlet, rather than a traditional television network, making its impact even more explosive once it finally airs. While Meghan prepares to present her side of the story, Prince William is preparing a response of his own, but in a very different tone. Behind palace doors, advisors have finalized a major address titled, "On the Matter of Lineage and Constitutional Continuity." The speech has reportedly already received approval from King Charles and is expected to be delivered after the commission reveals its final verdict. Sources say the address will present the investigation's conclusions and clarify the official registry status of Archie and Lilibet. Observers believe the speech could become one of the most significant royal statements in recent years. One reported line from the speech reads, "This decision was not made with malice. It was made with duty. I would rather face criticism than allow doubt to weaken the truth the crown must stand on." Inside Buckingham Palace, tension has reached extraordinary levels. Sources say Prince William appears fully prepared for the backlash, even if it permanently damages his relationship with Prince Harry. But just as the palace prepared for the fallout, an unexpected twist suddenly emerged. A leaked Heathrow flight manifest began circulating, showing a private jet scheduled to land in London on March 14, 2026. The document reportedly lists one adult passenger, Henry Mountbatten Windsor, traveling with 2 young dependents aboard a private jet departing from Van Nuys Airport in California. One detail immediately raised eyebrows. Meghan Markle's name does not appear anywhere on the passenger list. Palace officials have refused to confirm or deny whether the leaked flight manifest is authentic. Still, rumors are spreading rapidly that Prince Harry may be planning to return to the United Kingdom with Archie and Lilibet, without Meghan. If true, the move would carry powerful symbolism. Some observers believe Harry may intend to bring his children directly before the king, hoping to prove their place within the royal family face-to-face rather than through documents and investigations. Such a step would be emotional, dramatic, and extremely risky. It could open the door to reconciliation or deepen the divide inside the monarchy. Not everyone is convinced the report is accurate, however. Some palace observers believe the rumored flight may be part of a broader strategy designed to shift attention away from other developments quietly unfolding behind the scenes. As one insider reportedly said, "This family plays chess, not checkers." Outside Buckingham Palace, the atmosphere has become electric. Reporters have gathered outside the gates with cameras ready, waiting for an announcement that could either calm or shake the House of Windsor. Across Europe, headlines are filled with suspense. Many outlets describe the situation as a royal verdict drawing closer, with the future status of 2 children still uncertain. Public opinion has become sharply divided. To some observers, Meghan Markle appears as a modern mother caught between centuries-old royal traditions. To others, Prince William looks like the protector of the monarchy's credibility, forced to make difficult choices to defend the crown. At the center of the entire storm stands Prince Harry, torn between loyalty to family, personal love, and the legacy his children may one day inherit. Everything now depends on the commission's final ruling. If the panel decides in favor of Archie and Lilibet, their names will remain in the royal registry, and their place within the royal family will be formally secured. But if the decision moves in the opposite direction, the consequences could reshape royal history. The children could lose their recognized royal standing, their titles, and their future ceremonial roles within the monarchy. For Prince Harry, the stakes are just as high. Some palace observers believe serious consequences could follow if investigators determine that key information was presented inaccurately. And perhaps most painful of all, the fragile relationship between the two brothers could reach a breaking point. As morning light spreads across London, attention once again turns toward Buckingham Palace. A sealed press statement is reportedly waiting for release, guarded until final authorization is given. Outside the gates, reporters stand ready as live broadcasts stretch across the world. Millions are waiting to hear the outcome, because no matter which way the verdict falls, one thing already feels certain. After this moment, the House of Windsor may never look quite the same again. If you want to follow every twist in stories like this, make sure you subscribe and stay with us for the next updates.